Some huge sport news over the weekend, getting a lot of people pumped up. We're talking about the XFL coming back, or coming rather to San Antonio later on in the show.
Plus, since it was first created in the 70s, VIA has grown so much to serve our community. We're going to talk about their future plans and what else is going on with the program in just a few minutes.
And outside with live cam, some morning clouds, peaks of blue sky out there, temperature already at 80 degrees.
Live from KSAT 12, Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
And good morning to you. It is Monday, July 25th.
Thanks for joining us today. Hope you had a good weekend, and I hope you have plans to stay cool. Once again, this week it will be warm.
One of the things we're talking about this morning, other than the fact that the XFL is coming to San Antonio, is something weird in the sky. Now, not everybody was up for it last night, but
we weren't.
We were not up. But there was something in the sky, and it's made headlines everywhere from here over to Houston this morning.
Yeah, Houston, Austin, up and down I-35. That was kind of the corridor where we saw this fireball, is what we'll call it. Now, I would love to show you video of it right now, but I can't because our storm pins is offline.
Okay,
we're going to work on that.
Later.
We're going to show you pictures, I promise. It was pretty awesome. The question was it a meteor or was it space junk? And that's kind of the question we're looking at. Either way, it was quite a sight to see in the sky last night. And we got some pictures and video of it that, again, we will show you here soon. Meantime, weather headlines, pollen count, molds jump up today. Triple digits, well, they are not going away. Can't stop, won't stop. We got more triple digits in the forecast. And rain chances, small rain chances Wednesday through Friday. Nothing to get too excited about. There's a look at the molds, as I mentioned, moderate at 7:30. And temperatures, 82 degrees in New Braunfels, 77 Kerrville, 80 in Hondo, 82 Pleasanton. So we're already jumping into the 80s. We know the drill here. We're going to be looking at another hot day, another day right around 100 degrees. So some clouds this morning, 86 degrees. 10 o'clock, 89, 11 a.m., 92 by noontime, and around 101 for a high. Partly cloudy skies. No rain today, but a good southeasterly breeze. Heat indices shouldn't be too bad either, around 102 or so. Again, we'll have some video, hopefully for you, of that fireball coming up here in just a bit, guys.
Thank you, Justin. We're going to take a look outside with TransGuide, and we are having some issues there at I-37 at Salado Creek. This is northbound. Looks like there might be a vehicle fire.
There is a vehicle fire. The highway is closed right now, so you're having to exit at Loop 410. Again, this is coming into San Antonio on the southeast side. In your morning headlines, President Biden continues to recover from COVID, and it's heat and wildfires across the country.
Plus, Disney continues to move towards being more inclusive, and Mega Millions could be closer to $1 billion. David Sears is here to explain all of this.
It's getting much closer to $1 billion.
Huge jackpot, isn't it? All right, we'll talk about that in just a second, but first let's start with this. Good news for President Joe Biden. He is recovering from a bout with COVID-19. His doctors say he's improving after testing positive last week. After having several symptoms, he's still dealing with a sore throat. He is also using an inhaler to deal with that cough, although it is not as bad as it was. Since getting COVID, he has had fever, fatigue, that cough, and a sore throat. Dr. Ashish Jha says he was infected with the BA.5 subvariant. The White House has sent out pictures of him at the desk. They say he's dealing with mild symptoms because he's vaccinated and boosted twice. The president will continue to work from the White House today. Extreme heat across the country equals extreme fires and fire danger. Let's start out west, a drought and heat causing major problems. This is the big fire in Yosemite National Park. Firefighters battling that oak fire 24/7. It has burned more than 15,000 acres and has taken down at least 10 structures so far. Thousands have had to be evacuated, and since it's so bad, they've got no idea when they can return or what they will be returning to. Those fires doing what they can to take on more than just flames.
It really is a challenge because of the amount of heat that's in those fuels. It makes it challenging for our firefighters to fight these fires.
And if those fires aren't enough out west, there are some heat record setters in the Northeast. Boston, Newark setting temperature records. Welcome to the 100 Club. Boston broke a record from 1933. The problem for those folks way up there in the Northeast, no AC for most of them. In New York, 500 cooling centers have opened up. New York hosts an annual triathlon. They cut the distance of the event in half. It's so hot. In Philly, the ballpark where the Phillies play, put up misters so people could just kind of take a moment and cool down. The heat wave runs from Texas all the way to Maine. However, the Northeast is expecting some thunderstorms. Justin will talk about that later on in this hour. So those people are finally dealing with what we've been dealing with all summer long.
Yes, but
yeah, I feel sorry for them with no AC.
I do too, because at least, I mean, I know we don't, love it, but at least we're used to it. I mean, that's an extreme for them.
The other irony there is people that have traveled to other parts of the country to escape the heat and haven't been able to escape the heat.
Yes.
Where do you go?
Yeah. I mean, even New England has been very,
Seattle,
very warm
I
lately.
guess.
The Arctic.
There you go.
Canada.
How's Alaska looking?
There you go.
Looking fresh.
Fresh and cooler anyway.
Yeah.
All right, Disney keeps changing the way they approach social issues. For instance, Disney now says fairy godmothers in training will now be gender neutral. They will allow male cast members to do the job. They will be called fairy godmothers apprentices. They will work with some of their boutique locations and dress children into some of the iconic Disney characters. They'll go all out with makeup and hairstyles and costumes. Another change, Disney will allow cast members to have greater flexibility when it comes to displaying tattoos, hair, and costumes. And no winner for Mega Millions on Friday, so now it's at least $790 million. Tomorrow night is the next drawing. As of right now, this is the fourth highest Mega Millions jackpot. Where remember, there have been a couple of jackpots over $1 billion. So what, we're 210 short of $1 billion? You think enough people will buy tickets to get that up to $1 billion? Probably so. So there you go.
It could definitely happen.
I would just like to be a millionaire, but $1 billion wouldn't be bad.
Mark, you're getting your ticket, right?
Yeah, I decided 790 is high enough that I can.
Is that the limit?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
The purchase limit.
If I remember.
Anything short of 790, yeah.
Right. And don't forget to do the mega plier.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's how you get big bucks.
Get the very big bucks.
All right.
Even if you don't win the big jackpot.
And speaking of jackpots, San Antonio hit another jackpot with the XFL. We'll talk about that. RJ is going to join me here in a few minutes. We're going to talk about the big new football league in town.
Yes, sir.
We look forward to it.
All right.
Thank you very much, David. VIA was created in November of 1977, where Bexar County voters approved the creation and funding of public transportation here in San Antonio.
Since then, it has grown to 525 buses and more and 6,800 bus stops. There's a lot going on with the program, from ridership increases to big plans for the future.
Max Massey joins us now with more on the story. Max?
Good morning, guys. There is so much going on with VIA. To be honest, I started the story just wanting to talk about gas prices and the heat and the impact on the ridership. We ended up talking about the future of the program, what they've seen, and how they actually have a bus driver shortage and a mechanic shortage. We're going to get into that in just a few moments, but we're starting with ridership. So in total, VIA's services, well, a 1,200 square mile area, 98% of Bexar County, thousands of people that use VIA services. So I spoke with Jeffrey Arndt, the president and CEO of VIA. He tells me bus ridership, it's down longer term since the start of the pandemic. It's mostly driven by the fact that a lot of people have not returned to their jobs where they were in before the pandemic. As for short term, well, they're seeing a big increase in VIA riders. It's up double-digit % in just 1 month, up 6% this year. Now, the recent increase, they're attributing to the free service of the cooling centers and higher gas prices.
While there are a number of factors that go into making ridership vary, right? One of them that we know, and it's been historic, is that when gas prices get to a certain point, that there is more trips. There are more trips taken on public transportation. It happened back in like 2012, 2013, and that time. And we're seeing it this spring.
Rapid transit.
All right, so guys, one of the concepts we've been reporting on for years now, and what San Antonio has actually voted on, was the Advanced Rapid Transit Program. It could be a huge technological upgrade for the Alamo City. Now, right now, the north-south line is expected to be open for service sometime in mid-2027. This federally aided overall program can be crucial for so many families in and across our community.
Public transportation is the access to opportunity for so many. And this kind of service is faster, it's frequent, and it gets you further in the amount of time that you have. You know, one of the measures of equity is how many jobs can a person get to in public transportation in 45 minutes. And we're trying to expand the reach for those people.
And guys, right now, VIA tells me, like so many other local businesses, they're looking to hire, and they're looking to hire a lot of people because right now they have a huge shortage of employees.
We are short, and we are looking to hire about 160 operators.
So they're looking for bus operators, drivers, and bus mechanics. You can see right there on your screen, they have huge incentives. You're interested. We have all that information, how to apply right now at KSAT.com. And Mark, Steph, we are far from done. We're going to be talking about the future of VIA, what it means for families in and around our community. And the president and CEO and I even discussed some of those other possibly futuristic technologies, the transportation technologies coming to San Antonio in the coming years. We'll be talking about that. So much more coming up on the news at noon, and of course, KSAT.com.
We look forward to it. Thank you, Max.
Thank you very much, Max Massey. Well, there's a desperate need for blood in our community, especially for type O. Right now, the South Texas Blood and Tissue Center has less than 1 day's supply left. That's because of that low blood supply, some surgeries have been postponed.
You can help, though, by donating at a community blood drive today at Santikos West Lakes. That's on Loop 410 near Marbuck. It starts in about an hour at 10 a.m. and goes until 3 this afternoon.
9:08, about 80 degrees still ahead on GMSA at 9.
We have some helpful many tips when it comes to saving on back-to-school supplies for the kids.
One group helping families in Uvalde start to heal through art. The message they're trying to send with these beautiful murals.
Hi, welcome back. It is 9:12 and it's about 80 degrees out there looking at their live cam. Still a few clouds left. Hopefully that'll help for the next half hour.
10 minutes.
10 minutes?
Yeah,
no.
Half hour. You're probably right.
Okay.
You're probably right. It's not going to warm up just a whole lot, but we will see those numbers get up near 100 this afternoon. We talked earlier about the fireball last night. Want to show you some videos. We finally got disconnected. This was near Austin, and you got to look at the top left part of your screen here to see it, but you'll catch it there towards the end, right there.
Can't miss it.
Yeah, it was bright, and some people did report hearing sort of a sonic boom. And now this one, look at the windshields of the car.
Okay.
And you'll get to see the reflection here. And I believe this was up near Austin as well. And this was sent into our KSAT Connect. Give it just a second here. It's playing. It takes a little bit. But the windshields of the car, you'll see the reflection. There it is right there.
Oh, yeah.
It's in the hood and the...
Oh, wow.
Right, and you kind of see the flash there. So that is the site that a lot of people were seeing. A lot of people saw it here in San Antonio too. But it was between San Antonio, Austin, and Houston, kind of where this report was. Of this meteor, potentially space junk. We're not 100% sure here. Just based on the speed, we kind of guessed maybe it was space junk. Could have been a meteor. Either way, it lit up the sky last night just after 10 o'clock or so. So great shot there. Thank you for all the pictures to our KSAT Connect. And now let's transition into the drought. And I know this isn't great news, but this is a number we've come up with here, or at least NOAA has come up with. Rain needed to ease the drought. San Antonio points east. We're talking 22 inches of rain needed through October to get back out of this hole that we're in. That is a huge number. I mean, we are in a bad situation here. 19 inches of rain needed out west to come out of the drought through October. And then as we get down into our southern counties, similar story, 16 inches. So we have a big deficit, a huge hole to climb out of. And there currently is very little relief in sight. Probability of the drought easing this summer, less than 3%. And I think there's basically zero chance of that happening. Now, as we look at rain chances this week, there are some small opportunities Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, but this is going to be that coastal activity where a few of the showers make a run for San Antonio, but if they make it here, we're talking just a quick, brief shower, nothing that would help us with our drought. So as we go outside right now, we've got partly cloudy skies, 81 degrees at the airport, partly cloudy skies. Dew point is at 72, feels like 85 when you factor in that humidity. And you can see some of the clouds that have developed fairly thin and fading away here pretty quickly. 79 Boulevardy, 82 in New Braunfels, 82 Hondo, 82 right now in Divine. Dew points are in the 70s area-wide, so it is sticky. And that southeasterly wind continues to bring in some moisture. But just like the last couple of days, we'll see the heat index not get too out of control just because humidity levels come down during the afternoon. And in fact, I think these numbers are probably a little too high. So the heat index probably today somewhere around 102, 103 by the time we get into the afternoon hours. 101 for the forecast eye here in town. You'll see some 90s in the hill country. And we're basically stuck at this number, it feels like, going forward. Now, there is a little area of low pressure over Mexico, and normally we get excited about this. We'll be bringing in some moisture and bring a few rain chances, but it's just not there. High pressure in the upper levels is still kind of squashing anything that develops. And while we could see a couple of showers along the coast today, maybe in South Texas, I don't think we see anything here. And there is certainly nothing showing up on the radar. A few showers out in the Gulf of Mexico, and that's it. Rainfall potential over the next 7 days, and I think this is just kind of cruel. If you look at it, notice it's like a circle right around Texas. Nothing here other than, again, maybe a few coastal showers developing. We just continue to sit in the hole where that high pressure is just keeping any rain out of the forecast. So here's how it looks over the next 7 days. 101 Tuesday, 100 Wednesday. There are those small rain chances Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And then, triple digits going right on into August, it looks like. And if that is the case, then we will have spent every day at 100 or above in July, except for 1 day, which is pretty wild to think about, guys.
It has been.
Yeah.
Thank you, Justin.
9:17 right now. It's been 2 months since the deadly shooting at Robb Elementary in Uvalde.
The pain from that tragedy has inspired an art project called Healing Uvalde, 21 portrait murals.
As Lee Waldman explains, the artists involved in this project hope this is a way to help families start to heal.
She loved her shoes so much that she had to put, her mark on it. And so we're kind of trying to help her leave, a bigger mark than she has.
10-year-old Maite Rodriguez's green Converse have become iconic.
She drew a little hard on her Converse right after she got them.
Her mom, Ana Rodriguez, sharing it's the only way her daughter was identified after she was killed inside of her classroom. A truth that rocked the nation and touched artist Ana Hernandez.
My daughter is actually 10 years old, and her name, she has the same middle name as her. They're in the same grade.
Hernandez and assistant Gabby Magali are just some of more than 50 artists from across Texas working here in Uvalde.
Last night we came in a little late, around 9, because we had a project, and we didn't know the family was going to be here. So it was kind of cool to have the family see kind of the reveal of the design.
To embody the spirit of lives taken too soon.
That's her actual handwriting. That's the way she wrote her name. That's the way she wrote "You Console Me." And
each brushstroke keeping their memories alive.
I decided to use the photograph of Eva because I noticed that her daughter, she had posted that was her favorite picture of her mom. And she wanted, to have it there forever.
The Healing Uvalde 21 Portrait Murals project has been in the works for weeks.
Pretty soon after this whole tragedy happened.
Each artist carefully selected by organizer Abel Ortiz and project manager Monica Maldonado.
It was just very intentional and us wanting to make sure there was a connection between the child and the artist.
Allowing the families and friends.
We came early yesterday, and there was one of the teacher's best friends was having coffee in front of the mural.
A place to feel close, to remember, and never let go.
What a beautiful child, and we need to remember that about her.
Lee Waldman, KSAT 12 News.
Now the murals will all be finished in the next couple of weeks, and a dedication ceremony is in the works for next month.
There will also be a map made so people can easily find where each of the murals will be located.
Right now, just about 9:20, 81 degrees.
Coming up next, how you can save some money when shopping for back-to-school supplies.
And check out the roads with TransGuide. Good news, that vehicle fire scene has now cleared. I-37, which was completely closed northbound at Salado Creek on the southeast side, is now wide open. 9:23, welcome back. Inflation is still sending most prices soaring, and families are having to stretch even further for back-to-school supplies.
ABC's Rebecca Jarvis has some ways to stretch your dollar.
With many schools starting in August, back-to-school shopping is right around the corner, and rising prices have many parents sweating over the prospect.
Our latest survey shows that families plan to spend over $860 on average, and many of them have noticed higher prices on everything from clothes to school supplies and even electronics.
With 3 boys ages 10, 12, and 14, Lindsay says shopping for back-to-school is especially tough.
Back to school shopping is pretty extensive. We have a lot of lists to cover and a lot of clothes to get because right now they're at an age where things fit for about a week.
With inflation hitting hard at both the pump and the grocery store, she feels even more pressure to find deals.
We feel the squeeze like everybody else. Everything seems to be going up, but really the back to school deals have been really good.
But the good news for parents like Lindsay is that Florida is one of the 17 states around the country that have tax-free holidays for school supplies starting today or in upcoming weeks.
This week is my Olympics. The savings really stack up. Definitely with the tax advantage and the stores stacking their sales on top of it, we'll definitely be finishing up our shopping by Friday. Yeah.
That was Rebecca Jarvis reporting.
So tax-free weekend for us is August 5th through the 7th.
So not this coming weekend, but the weekend after that. And I think there's more pressure than ever for parents this year to save a buck or two.
Yes.
Maybe they didn't want to get out into the crowds and deal with tax-free weekend, but this year
they might
want to dip their toe into that water.
Unless you get a few things here and there, and then the big stuff on the weekend.
Right. Exactly. Well, do you have questions about sending your kiddo back to school? It can be anything from school safety to staffing, COVID, anything else school related. We do want to hear from you. Head to KSAT.com and look for the story on our homepage. You can submit your questions there, and we will try to answer as many as we can.
With a new school year coming up, it's also time to get the kids up to date with their vaccines. If you have any questions about vaccinations, we will be hosting a phone bank on Wednesday, along with our KSAT community partners and medical professionals from University Health will be answering all of your questions from 5 to 7 p.m. on Wednesday. And we're going to have that phone number to call released on that day.
Back to school supplies for a moment. My son's now graduated from college, so I don't have to mess with that stuff anymore. But is there still a certain amount of stress that's built into getting that list and kind of going through it and making sure everything is acquired in time?
Yes, a little bit, because I'm sort of a last minute person, and I did a lot of those things last minute last year.
Sure.
And it was stressful because they'll run out of stuff.
Sure.
You know, the cheaper stores, maybe like Target and H-E-B, so you have to go looking around for certain things. So, but I got some done. I'm just kind of.
Is there anything left to repurpose for the new year?
Funny you should say that. This year, yes. The teacher sent back, a backpack almost full of stuff, and I'm like, wow, this binder's still new. That goes into next year. There was a glue that hadn't been used.
There you go.
I mean, it's the little things.
So you don't need brand new.
No, not for everything. Crayons, yes, they're all broken and a hot mess.
Some things you can't skimp on, right?
We'll have to get new crayons for sure.
Awesome. All right, 9:26, about 81 degrees. There's more ahead on GMSA at 9.
Including a lot of treats for Marvel fans this weekend at Comic-Con in San Diego.
David Sears and RJ Marquez are going to join us to talk more about pro football. They have the latest regarding the XFL announcement that they're coming to San Antonio. And we're talking Cowboys training camp, which begins this week. Well, the Uvalde School Board has a meeting scheduled for tonight, and it could be another heated meeting.
That's because a special board meeting scheduled for this weekend to discuss firing School District Police Chief Pete Arredondo was postponed.
The school district released a statement saying in part the meeting will be held at a later date, which is yet to be determined. So far, the potential firing of Arredondo is not on this evening's agenda, but people say they still want their voices heard over inaction from the school board itself.
We will have a crew at today's meeting, and we'll bring you the latest right here on air and online.
Well, it has now been 30 days since the U.S. Supreme Court overturned Roe versus Wade, ending the constitutional right for women in this country to have abortions, bringing scenes of both despair and joy across the country.
However, the battle over abortion rights continues, and yesterday morning a group held a rally and march downtown in support of what they call safe abortion access.
Tiffany Huerta shares the group's message plus a reaction from a pro-life organization.
San Antonio resident Daylene Garcia organized this rally and march in downtown Sunday morning alongside local organization Mujeres Marcharán. Although it's been weeks since the Supreme Court overturned Roe v. Wade, Garcia says conversations surrounding this issue need to continue.
I think it's important for everybody to have safe and accessible abortion access. My goal today is to get everybody informed about the GRACE Act and different trigger laws.
The GRACE Act bans cities from using funds to investigate reports of abortion. It also directs the police to make abortion-related investigations their lowest priority. Trigger laws across the country were passed by legislatures to go into effect if or when the Supreme Court or the federal government changes a law. In Texas, the High Court's decision triggered a law banning nearly all abortions in the state within 30 days.
Still important to keep spreading the message and getting people educated.
Tiffany Huertas, KSAT 12 News.
Meanwhile, other organizations continue celebrating the overturning of Roe v. Wade. A spokesperson for the Texas Alliance for Life released this statement saying in part, quote, "We celebrate the long anticipated overturning of Roe v. Wade and the greater number of lives now being saved in states across our nation and in the great state of Texas."
They go on to say we will continue to work to protect innocent human life, get pro-life candidates elected, educate women about the vast resources available to them, and partner with pro-life organizations to advance a culture of life across Texas, end quote.
Now, the latest on the monkeypox outbreak. Over the weekend, the World Health Organization declared the outbreak a public health emergency of international concern. This decision comes as cases of the viral disease have been rising, not only in the U.S., but around the world. Here in Bexar County, there are 7 reported cases of monkeypox. Metro Health expected to update information this afternoon to see if there are any new cases that were reported over the weekend.
And the latest on gas prices, which seem to be falling again. The national average for a gallon of regular is down to $4.35 a gallon. That's according to AAA. And that's 17 cents lower than a week ago, but still $1.20 more than this time last year. And the average price of gas in Texas is $3.85, and here in San Antonio, the average is about $3.78, so that's about down 17 cents from a week ago. If you are planning on traveling, you can expect to pay more towards the Panhandle and in West Texas.
Outside with live cam, 82 degrees at San Antonio International Airport as we bring in Justin. What's that phrase? If you can't stand the heat, get out of the kitchen?
Yeah.
All right, I'm getting out of here next week.
Yeah, you are.
I'm done. Going to Colorado next week.
So jealous. It's going to be beautiful up there. I mean, it's still hot, but not like this kind of heat that we've been dealing with. You know, what's interesting about today is that temperatures here in Texas are going to be warmer than what they're seeing in Phoenix and Las Vegas. You know, typically those are kind of the nation's hot spots, but they're getting some rain, flash flood watches out there. Man, I wish they'd share some of that with us. 87 right now, Dallas. It's 81 in San Antonio. But let me show you the forecast highs today. 101 here in town, 102 in Dallas. And those will be some of the highest temperatures you'll see in the entire country today. Phoenix at 96, Las Vegas at 96. That's a huge cool down for them. And Mark, take note, Denver, 89 in the mountains. It'll be in the 60s.
I'll take it. I'll take it. I'll take it all.
Yeah, that sounds pretty awesome. Locally, 101 here in town, 101 Seguin, 100 in Gonzales, some 90s in the Hill Country. Your KSAT 12-hour forecast. I'm pretty sure you know where this is going, but 99 degrees by 3 p.m., partly cloudy, 101 by 6 o'clock, and then we'll see a slow cool down this evening. There are some very, very small rain chances in the forecast this week. We discussed that coming up in just a few minutes.
Pro football coverage powered by Davis Law Firm.
Thank you, Justin. And pro football is coming back to San Antonio next year.
That's right. The XFL announced that San Antonio is one of the new teams when the league reboots coming up in February. David is back, joins RJ now with the discussion about the XFL coming here and also the Cowboys starting up their camp. And save some time at the very, very end, if you will, for a few name ideas for our new XFL teams.
There we go. I like that.
Which brings us to the very first question. The XFL coming to town. Will this league be solid as a rock?
Will it crumble? Yeah. Or can you smell what the,
can you smell what
cooking? And understand it. We've been through this before. A lot of fans are already skeptical about the survivability of another pro team coming to San Antonio.
Like 13 times?
Right.
It's been a lot. It is not, it has definitely not had a good track record when it comes to this, but hey, guess what? I think a lot of people are excited about this, David. We just announced, it wasn't much of a secret. This was already kind of out there on social media, but San Antonio joining the XFL, starting the league up in February 18th of next spring, going to be playing their games at the Dome.
One thing about this league is they've got some familiar names. You recognize some of the coaches, like the San Antonio coach is Hines Ward, former Pittsburgh Steelers, won a Super Bowl. So the guy comes with some credentials to San Antonio. And then I think Wade Phillips is one of the coaches. Bob Stoops is one of the coaches. So there's some names that you're familiar with associated with this league other than just, The Rock. So
yeah, there we go.
There's some actual guys on the field that you might recognize. And there are the teams.
Yeah, a lot of big markets here. Now, what I thought was interesting about this reboot was that 5 of these teams were in the XFL that rebooted in 2020.
Right.
They brought in 3 new teams because they felt like it was a good market viability for these teams. Plus, I like the fact that San Antonio, Houston, Arlington, Dallas area basically now have this built-in rivalry.
Yeah, so that's
right there.
Which is a smart move, and they know how big football is in Texas. So that's why they went ahead and had 3 teams in Texas, because they know we love our football. It's just a matter of whether or not we love it enough to support this new league. It'll be very interesting. This is the league that was started way back in 2001. It had some like some kind of wrestling involved in this thing. Way back, I don't know if you remember that. RJ, you couldn't remember that one. I was like, I don't remember the wrestling part, but okay. But that wasn't that WWE. Wasn't
it was
Vince McMahon
WWF. Yeah,
and all those guys bringing that thing in, and then that collapsed, and then in 2019 it ended because the pandemic started.
Right.
So here we go. They're going to start the games the week after the Super Bowl.
Okay.
So write that down. Week after the Super Bowl is when it starts. So.
And we know these games have broadcast rights. I mean, they're going to be seen on multiple platforms, which is cool.
I think that's one of the pros of this is that they are signed on with ESPN, so you're going to get it on all their platforms, all their networks there. I think ESPN, FX, I think, is also in agreement here. So they have the backing, they have the money, which with the American, you remember that thing did not even last a full season.
No.
Because they just ran out of money. Yes, the Commanders. David, do you want to hear from some of the coaches here?
Sure, let's hear from some coaches.
All right.
And I know how competitive Texas is, so I'm going to put it out there right now. Go San Antonio. We will bring home the Texas state title. I want to beat you. Yes, I want all you guys to boo. When we come here to Arlington, we go to Houston.
How great is it going to be? Houston playing Dallas. Houston playing San Antonio. San Antonio playing Dallas. What's better than that in Texas?
Doesn't get any better than that in Texas.
And then you got the guy from Oklahoma.
Oh, that's true. Bob's
jumping in there.
Bob Stoops, who's head coaching the Arlington team, was even like, yeah, I think I got a little bit of cheers here, considering I'm a Sooner. So yeah, that was pretty funny.
So they paid $15 million for this league, so that's not a deep hole for The Rock. I mean, I'm sure he makes $15 million off of one movie. So, you know, he can afford that. He's got a couple of investors with him as well. So, and then he's got ABC, ESPN. Yep. If you end up on the Ocho, you know things are going bad.
Right.
So as long as they're on ABC and ESPN and
we're doing pretty good.
all their other avenues.
Platforms.
Then
Can I throw some names at you guys real quick?
Hold on.
Let's do it.
Well, yeah, throw some names out.
Okay, one, the San Antonio Cannons, or Cannon.
Ooh, okay.
Okay.
Ooh, yeah.
2, Defenders.
Okay.
Defenders of the Alamo. 3, this is a wild one, Salamanders. San Antonio Salamanders.
Okay.
Yeah, and then the San Antonio Free-tailed Bats.
Free-tailed bats and the Salamanders.
I thought they said Chupacabra earlier.
Yeah. I like that.
That's an idea too. Didn't make the list of ones I was going to throw out.
I've heard the Gators as well because of the river.
That's
and
Florida,
stuff.
man.
And then the University of Florida sues us.
I agree.
So.
I'm sure the XFL's got this already figured out. They just haven't
that's the
told
next
us yet.
step.
Well, they're going to have a big celebration and big reveal of the name of the team.
Yeah.
I'm not sure about the Salamanders. Because then they'll start making fun of us as the blind salamanders. See the end zone and all that kind of stuff. So, sorry
I did see one name that said the San Antonio 50-50s because you're not even sure if the league's going to make it. So this is that's social media reaction.
Crossing off salamanders, adding 50-50.
Yeah,
I like salamanders more than 50-50s.
Let's go camping with KSAT.
Here we go. Yes.
There's a guy right there.
We do.
That's a familiar name. All right. So Greg Simmons is on his way to Oxnard, California, where it's like 65, 70 degrees.
Nice.
I said if he wears a coat the other day, don't even get on TV. Don't even
rub it
show
in.
up with a coat on. Because we don't want to see that. So, but Cowboys have a lot of work to do this year. I mean, I think Mike McCarthy could be. He could be on the hot seat. I think Dak Prescott and Zeke Elliott better show up this year, or people are going to really start questioning. Dak's got no excuses. He's healthy. Zeke's got no excuses. He's healthy. The offensive line has been around for a year now.
Right.
So
they've
got that
they
experience.
drafted the guy out of Tulsa, Tyler Smith. So that's going to be an interesting battle there. You mentioned Mike McCarthy, obviously going into his 3rd season now with the Cowboys. But I also find it interesting, the wide receiver group. We saw a little bit of CeeDee Lamb there. There is no more Amari Cooper. So no more Coop, no more Cedric Wilson. Cowboys kind of having to rebuild
Wait,
the
I'll
wide
point this
receivers.
out to you. There's a kid on there named TJ Vasher from Texas Tech
Wow,
University.
you've been
He's
big
like
on him for a long
6'5",
time.
230 pounds, can make great catches. So, you know.
Man.
So he's automatic with the golden child because he came from Tech?
Give him a shot.
Yeah.
Got it.
Give him a
Got
shot
it.
there.
I see a theme here, David Sears.
So you know they're good at wide receiver when you got that kid.
Yeah, so we have some interesting things here coming up with dates with the Cowboys. Of course, they always do the Cowboys, the state of address. That's where Jerry gets up there, kind of gives his spiel about how things are going. And then Wednesday, David, first practice.
First practice.
Some football
get
here.
up early.
Yeah.
When he's out there. So that'll be fun to see that. But first practice already. I mean, here we are.
It's coming, yeah.
Cowboys camp. Already opening ceremonies on Saturday. I don't understand why they always have like 2 or 3 practices and then they have the opening ceremonies. But, you know, go figure. And then, of course, on Sunday, it's the annual visit to Instant Replay with Greg Simmons from Cowboys owner Jerry Jones. Always very interesting interview.
Always enjoy it. Yeah, always a good time.
On IR. So so mark your calendars. That's next Sunday night. Greg Simmons starts his reports live from the beautiful, cool
65 degrees, you said?
Yeah, so that was like what it was the other day. So,
Tough
and you know,
gig there
he always starts off with a live shot, like right there on the coast.
I know.
They pull the car over and go, oh, look, it's
Greg,
nice.
he knows exactly what he's doing.
Yeah, he does.
Yes, he does.
RJ, David, thank you guys.
All right,
guys.
9:43, about 82 degrees.
You're watching GMSA at 9, and if you're a big Marvel fan, you probably already watched the new teaser trailer for the next chapter of Black Panther. But that was just one of several surprises Marvel Studios had for its fans. After the break, a look at how they took over Comic-Con in San Diego this weekend.
Marvel fans eagerly dissecting a brand new teaser trailer for the next chapter of the Black Panther.
It's racked up more than 16 million views in just one day, and it was all part of a blitz by Disney over the weekend. And Wakanda Forever was just the start.
Here's ABC's Motokasar Abdi.
You're now a superhero.
Let's do this. Over the weekend, Marvel Studios treated fans to a flood of announcements at San Diego Comic-Con. From a new set of mini-films starring Groot premiering next month on Disney+. To the reveal that not one, but 2 Avenger films are in the works. Marvel boss Kevin Feige giving fans a sneak peek at a feast of upcoming projects from the Marvel Cinematic Universe, including the upcoming Ant-Man and Guardians of the Galaxy film.
We've talked about the past, we've talked about the future. Now it's time to talk about forever.
But there was one moment that sent fans and the internet into a frenzy.
Hey, little darling, don't shed no tears. No woman, no cry.
The long-awaited trailer for the Black Panther sequel, Wakanda Forever, finally released.
I am queen of the most powerful nation in the world, and my entire family is gone. Have I not given everything?
The 2-minute preview showing the land of Wakanda mourning the loss of T'Challa, just as audiences mourn the loss of the man who portrayed him, Chadwick Boseman. The actor passing away after a battle with cancer at the age of 43. Black Panther director Ryan Coogler paying tribute to Chadwick Boseman, telling the Comic-Con audience, "I can feel his hand on my shoulder right now." After his death, Marvel announced that T'Challa would not be recast, leaving many wondering who will wear those iconic claws. Motokasar Abdi, ABC News, New York.
A lot of people talking about that this morning.
I know, looks interesting.
Looks incredible.
Yeah, also incredible what happened behind you.
Yeah, it's been kind of the talk this morning. This is yet another video of that fireball. This was actually from San Antonio. You look right underneath, right above the car there. You can see the fireball as it went through the sky last night and stayed in the sky for a while. So many perspectives of it, but we appreciate all the videos and pictures that we've received this morning. Again, probably a meteor, could have been space junk. Either way, lit up the sky last night. If you missed it, 100-degree days so far this year, 45. We just keep adding to this list. Now, to give you some comparison, and I think this is interesting, in 2011, which was one of our really hot years, at this point we had 18 100-degree days. So we are so far ahead of schedule here, and we ended up with 57 that year, just to give you an idea. So we still have plenty of time left to add to this list, and there's, I think, a decent chance that we jump to the top eventually. But at the moment, 45 100-degree days. We are averaging 90 degrees. That's considering highs and the lows. If you're talking just about High temperatures were averaging around 101. And that's no surprise because we've been at 100 each and every day. And the forecast is for us to finish out July above average. Right now we're about 5.5 degrees above average. And it is looks like it's going to be the hottest July on record. As we look at the time lapse here, some morning clouds came through. And now we're left with partly cloudy conditions. Temperatures at 81. South-southeasterly winds at about 11, gusting to 18. So winds could be a little bit gusty from time to time today. Any sort of morning cloud cover is pretty quickly fading away. There's a little thicker deck of clouds out towards Uvalde and Rock Springs. But here in town, mostly sunny really at this point. 84 at Randolph, 81 Holota, 79 Bernie Stage, 82 right now in Comfort. We showed you earlier dew points are very high, at least at the moment, so it's pretty sticky. These numbers fall off this afternoon, and we'll get less humidity later today, which means temperatures topping out around 101. It'll feel like 102, 103, so the heat index won't be too bad, and then we fall into the 90s by 9 o'clock. As we look at the water vapor, there is a little bit of a swirl in the atmosphere. This area of low pressure, normally we'd say, hey, this may give us at least a little bit of a chance for rain, but it's just not there. The high pressure is still too strong. And even though that's spinning just to our south and west, it's not really creating anything. We see a few clouds there in South Texas, and it's possible we could see a few showers down here and then maybe along the coast, but nothing, I don't think, here in San Antonio. High pressure, again, still driving our forecast. Underneath that high, there are heat advisories posted again today for parts of Oklahoma and Missouri. All the rain's riding up and over the top of this ridge of high pressure. And it does shift east a little bit. And there's another little disturbance, much like the one we're looking at on water vapor today, that moves in by Wednesday and Thursday. At that point, high pressure may be far enough away to where we could get a few showers. Not a great chance, but maybe a few showers working from the coast up towards San Antonio by, say, Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday. Right now, we're just putting in a 10% chance. Temperatures will be right at 100 every single day, and those overnight lows close to 80 degrees. We'll be right back.
Top Gun Maverick flew down to 5th place. $10 million gave the long-awaited sequel a domestic total of $636 million. $10.3 million put Where the Crawdads Sing in 4th place in its second weekend in theaters. Minions: The Rise of Gru slipped to 3rd, but made $17.7 million for a domestic total of $298 million.
God of Thunder, King your Kong.
Thor: Love and Thunder is up to $276 million domestic after a second-place weekend worth $22.1 million.
Something above the clouds. That's big.
How big?
Big.
Moviegoers said yes to Jordan Peele's latest twist-filled thriller, Nope. Daniel Kaluuya and Keke Palmer star in the film, which debuted on top with $44 million. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
All right, that does it for this morning.
Yes, and that's the place to be, inside at a movie theater.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So hot out there. You guys have a great week, and we'll see you tomorrow morning.